March 3rd is World Wildlife Day. It is on this day that we take time to celebrate all the world's wild animals and plants and the contribution that they make to our lives and the health of the planet. This World Wildlife Day is also a celebration of the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora CITES as it turns 50. In recognition of the work CITES does and the collaborative work for conservation that is going on globally, this year's theme is Partnerships for Wildlife Conservation. This year's theme highlights how we need to work across governments, civil society, and the private sector to turn commitment into action. Throughout, we need to place the voices of local communities and indigenous people at the core while also realizing that they are our world's most effective guardians of biodiversity. Partnership is the key to rebuilding degraded areas and restoring healthy environments. It is also crucial in curbing wildlife-related crimes to successfully protect biodiversity. Adoption of a bold global biodiversity framework that addresses the key drivers of nature loss is needed to secure our own health and well-being, as well as that of the planet. As highlighted at the UN Biodiversity Conference COP15, there is a need for a plan that safeguards the rights of indigenous peoples and recognizes their contributions as stewards of nature, including financing for biodiversity. As we continue calling for partnerships in wildlife conservation, we are reminded that halting and reversing the alarming loss of biodiversity worldwide needs concerted efforts. This also includes addressing human-wildlife conflict. In areas with high wildlife populations, there is greater interaction between people and wild animals. As the human population grows, some families illegally settle in wildlife corridors, resulting in human-wildlife conflicts as wildlife raids crops and attacks livestock, further threatening already precarious livelihoods. According to the Human-Wildlife Conflict Trends in Zimbabwe, 2021 witnessed 71 deaths and 50 injuries, compared to 60 deaths and 40 injuries in 2020. There is a growing recognition among conservationists that effective wildlife management must be based on public attitudes toward wildlife. Ignoring social, cultural, and political dimensions while focusing only on the ecological impacts of wildlife presents a major challenge in addressing HWC-related issues. This is one of the reasons why Zimbabwe Environmental Law Association continues to engage key stakeholders to find practical legal solutions to shift the paradigm from conflict to coexistence. In addition, as we partner for wildlife conservation, it is important that we work together to address wildlife crime, a primary factor in the decimation and reduction of wildlife populations and species in Zimbabwe and globally. Poaching and the illegal wildlife trade (IWD) have far-reaching ecological and economic consequences that are undermining decades of conservation and development gains. In addition, Zimbabwe Environmental Law Association is also building the capacity of local institutions to take on roles and responsibilities for delivering conservation. The organization believes that ownership of conservation must rest with the people who ultimately bear the costs and reap the benefits of the action. We depend on nature much more than nature depends on us. Therefore, there is a need for There are many ways in which we can reverse nature's losses through partnerships for wildlife conservation, including by adopting bolder and more ambitious conservation efforts.